Was soll Leute, hier ist wieder Draklynus mit Let's Play Metal Gear Solid 2. Im letzten Part haben wir nein, wir haben den Kern von Shell 2 erreicht. Wir brauchen eine Node und wir haben Olga belauscht. Und jetzt haben wir hier einen Elektroflur, den sie nicht betreten können. Warte mal, wo war denn der jetzt? Da hinten war der. Olga ist hier rausgelaufen. Hier ist die Elektroflur. Der führt zum Präsidenten. Wir sind Toast, wenn wir da reingeraten. Wir brauchen jetzt eine Stinger-Rakete. Nein, Nikita-Rakete. Um hier insgesamt durchzukommen. Aber wo wir die herkriegen, warte mal, ich weiß es gerade nicht. Wenn Snakes gesagt hat im letzten Part, dann weiß ich es nicht. Oder Körner. Wir haben 9 Kugeln. Sieht nicht nach Gegnern aus. Eine Ration? Danke. Haben wir wieder fast voll. Haben wir ansonsten irgendwas, was ich mal so nebenbei... Nein. Aha. Mist. Präsident. Da haben wir noch irgendwas. Ach, El Chefe. Ja, den kann ich gebrauchen, um an den Kameras gerade vorbeizukommen. Hier haben wir eine Node. Die können wir als erstes mal hacken. Okay. Hacking initialized. So. Keine Sorge, ich zerstöre die Tastatur nicht. Wir lassen alles so, wie es ist. Darum ging's. Dass wir eine Raumübersicht haben. So. Schiffe. Was gab's denn dabei, Schiffe? Die Nikita oder nur Munition für die Nikita? Das ist jetzt die Frage. Testen wir es einfach mal. Entschuldigung, Präsident. Aber ich habe ein paar Flöckchen zu verteilen. Mist. Da kann ich auch nicht weiter. Das bedeutet, das war totale Verschwendung. Naja, da war ich schon. Ich dachte, das wäre ein Elektroflur und ich mich hier gleich weg. Hier haben wir nichts weiter. Die Kontrollstation für den Elektroflur, um das nochmal zu erklären. Das habe ich nämlich gar nicht gemacht. Ah, da unten muss sie irgendwo sein. Ist nämlich, dort, wo der Präsident ist. Und ich muss eine Nikita durch den Lüftungsschacht jagen. Aber wo kriege ich sie her? Das wird wahrscheinlich hier sein. Durch den Fahrstuhl komme ich entweder nach oben, unten. Ne, ich bin oben. Ich muss also nach unten. Da müsste es 2 Etagen geben. Nur eine. Gut. Macht die Sache einfacher und dort müsste es dann sein. Aber ich rechne jetzt mit Wachen. Mal sehen, was uns da erwartet. Fire. Ach, ein Feueralarmknopf. Nein. Hier ist die Node. Warum habe ich das Ding nochmal weggeschafft? Hier. Oh, scheiße. Verdrückt hier. So. Okay. So. Mein Hacken klingt auch irgendwie immer gleich, oder? Ach, sie aktiviert sich. Wir haben dort Wasser. Und das ist, glaube ich, nicht elektrifiziert. Mehr ist hier gar nicht. Das Wasser ist geflutet, weil die eine Strebe, ihr seht's auf, wartet mal, ihr seht's hier auf der Karte. Insgesamt sind 2 Streben jetzt zerstört. Und insgesamt hier der Kern ist, glaube ich, auch zerstört. Auf jeden Fall, das Wasser kann nicht mehr abgepumpt werden, weswegen Shell 2 sich langsam flutet. Zumindest der Kern. Und hier unten werden wir noch eine Bekanntschaft machen. Mal sehen. Genau.
Colonel, B1 is completely flooded from what I can see.
You'll have to swim through.
I'm fine with swimming.
Stroke the water and move forward by pushing the punch button. Push it in rapid succession to swim faster. Change your heading with the left stick. Up will take you up, down takes you lower. Left and right to face those directions. The O2 gauge will appear under your life gauge while you're underwater. The gauge corresponds to the amount of air you can hold from a single deep breath. Once the O2 gauge falls to 0, the life gauge will start to drop. You need to be aware of that.
In Ordnung. Gut. Und hier sehen wir noch Punkte, wo ich Luft holen kann. Moment. Alter, das wird auf YouTube so komisch aussehen, glaube ich. Sieht die hier schon komisch genug aus. Lieber noch mal ein bisschen Luft holen. So, was haben wir denn hier? Wo können wir überhaupt alles lang? Hier bin ich doch gestartet, oder nicht? Nee. Abschütteln. Doch, hier bin ich gestartet. Bei den Dosen. Wenn da noch was drin ist, dann habe ich Missionsfutter. Bam. Richtung beibehalten ist immer so eine Sache, wenn man erstmal unter Wasser ist. Jetzt ist die Frage, wo es weitergeht und wo ich bloß in eine Sackgasse stoße. Und das hier war, glaube ich, besagte Sackgasse. Ja, da wäre eine Tür gewesen. Aber aktivieren kann ich die unter Wasser nicht, die ist futsch. Das lässt eigentlich bloß eine Richtung zu. Nämlich erstmal auftauchen. Und dann in diese Richtung weiter. Na, tauchen wir doch nochmal auf. So. Hier haben wir nichts weiter. Okay. Dort haben wir noch einen kleinen Raum. Haben wir hier unsere Nikita? Irgendwas ist da. Ach, ein Nachtsichtgerät. Gut, dass wir hier vorbeigeschaut haben. Dieser Raum sah aber auch zu suspicious, also verdächtig aus. Hallo. Als ob ich das nicht bemerken würde, dass ich allmählich ein bisschen zu lang unter Wasser bin. Irgendeine komische Gasdosen, oder wie? Oh, fuck. Eine Bombe. Ich kann hier keine Waffen aktivieren. Ich muss hier also umschwimmen. Und ich muss daran vorbei. Das war also die Schwierigkeit hier. Da muss ich vorsichtig schwimmen. Oben drüber. Gut. Komme ich hier überhaupt weiter? Ja, da. Du kannst mir auch nicht einfach machen. Puh. Da ist sie doch, oder? Das ist sie. Wir haben eine Nikita. Und jetzt rede ich unter Wasser. Passt auf.
You have the remote-controlled missile. Good job. Now head for the first floor of the Shell 2 core. Take out the power source and make contact with the President before the launch code can be reconfirmed. Hurry.
Gut, er spricht nicht. Ich dachte schon, sie hätten das versaut. Ach du Schande. Ich kann hier nirgends auftauchen. Jetzt heißt es versauen. Oder hier. Schneller. Wow. Puh. Falls da noch was war, tut mir leid. Das übersehe ich jetzt einfach mal. Weil ich keinen Bock mehr habe auf die Bombe. Die Bombe mag ich nicht. Und sie mag mich nicht. Ich wette es. So. Haben wir das. Gut. Bisschen abschütteln. Oh. Nächster Stock, Shell 2 Core 1F. Air, bla 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 bla. Jetzt haben wir hier eine Wache. Nein, das ist der Präsident. Der Pressesprecher. Ich muss gucken, wo wir den Schacht haben. Ich hole mal Munition. Hier, Chefe, du musst dran. Du bist dran, Chefe. Chefe, benutzt Donnerblitz. Oder irgendwie sowas. Wir sind hier in Pokegranaten. Granaten wie wir. So. Der Schacht war nicht zufällig hier irgendwo. M9. Da. So. Ich darf nicht abschießen? Ach, wegen der Chefe. Okay. Sollte ich das können? Wartet mal. Viereck-Taste drücken und zum Feuern loslassen. Geschoss steuern mit dem linken Stick. Ich kann es doch verlangsamen irgendwie. Ich muss es natürlich, weil ich es nicht hoch und runter steuern kann. In Knieposition abfeuern. In Kniender. Aber das ist zu niedrig. Ich brauche dafür immer ein paar Versuche. Ich mag dieses Nikita-Ding eigentlich nicht. Ich habe aber auch nicht so lange Zeit. Ihr seht da oben links die Anzeige. So lange kann die Nikita gerade mal fliegen. Und ich verplemper zu viel Zeit, weil ich zu weit vom Schacht weg bin. Ha? Mein Telefon. Ferngesteuerte Waffen. Ein kleiner dunkler Raum im Südwestbereich, um den Stromverteilerkasten mit Leichtigkeit zu zerstören. Weiß ich doch, ich hab's doch schon. Danke sehr, werter Ninja. Aber du warst nicht sehr hilfreich. Muss man sagen. Scheiße. Ach Mist. Ich sag doch, ich brauche hier ein paar Versuche. Hat schon seinen Grund, wenn ich sowas sage. Ich steuere hier aber lieber ein bisschen vorsichtiger. Ah! Aber ich glaube, das ist der beste Weg schon. Ich fliege hier im Kreis, ich Idiot. Ich verstehe jetzt meinen Fehler. Hier waren wir schon. Ich muss links abbiegen und nicht rechts. Hier. Passt schon, Präsident. Ich jag dich gleich bloß in die Luft. Mit 30 Raketen. Wovon ich schon 10 verschossen habe. Also, da kommt noch einiges mehr, wo das herkam. Ja genau, ich sammle mit einer Rakete Munition auf. Vorsichtig. Vorsichtig. Wo ist der Kasten? Okay. Da habe ich ja noch. Wie gesagt, es dauert bei mir immer sehr lange, weil ich wirklich diese Nikita-Sachen, ich mag's nicht. Manchmal pralle ich auch gegen Wände, ohne dass ich sehe, dass ich dagegen prallen würde. Aber das hat wahrscheinlich nur was mit meiner Sichtweise zu tun. Weil ich nicht weiß, wie breit die Rakete eigentlich ist. Mal sehen. Dabei ist die Nikita-Mission hier um einiges einfacher als in Metal Gear Solid 1, finde ich. Da links. Ach komm! Steuern wir sie so rein. Bisschen Beschleunigung nebenbei drin. Dann passt das schon. So, hier brauchen wir keine Beschleunigung. Pass auf!
What is that?
Geht doch. So. Haben wir den Präsident definitiv ein paar Mal in die Luft gejagt. Aber die Munition, die da liegt, finde ich reichlich unnötig. Warte mal, ich muss da gar nicht hin. Ich kann doch jetzt so zu ihm. Genau, das war doch der Sinn der Aktion. Haben wir hier noch was? Nö. So.
President Johnson,
So you're finally here.
you've been expecting me?
Your equipment, that skull suit isn't exactly standard military issue.
Are you all right, sir?
Is this some kind of sick joke? I thought you came to kill me.
What?
I'm prepared to face the consequences of my betrayal.
What are you... What the...
You're a man? Well, who are you?
Foxhound, sir.
Foxhound? I see. Now things are starting to make a little sense. Switch over to nano-communication so nobody can listen in.
Yes, sir. Do you read me, sir?
Yes.
Mr. President, it's my understanding that the terrorists have managed to input the code sequence necessary for launching a nuclear strike.
That's correct. I punched the sequence in myself.
You're working for them?
If you asked me 2 hours ago, my answer would have been yes. Right now, they're keeping me alive until my vital signs are reconfirmed.
They betrayed you?
I wouldn't quite put it that way. I wanted power. They sought destruction.
But why stoop to terrorism?
I wanted absolute power.
But you're the president. You have power.
No, I'm just a figurehead.
What?
I don't have any control. The real power is in the Patriots' hands.
The Patriots?
The truth behind this country. I'm not surprised you've never heard of them. Very few are aware of their existence, even among those with code word clearance.
Huh?
Politics, the military, the economy, they control it all. They even choose who becomes president. Putting it simply, the Patriots rule this country.
No.
Hard to believe, isn't it? But it's the truth. The space defense, income tax reduction, and national missile defense programs. Every policy that's been credited to me was actually done according to their instructions.
Space defense was initiated by Congress.
That's what the Patriots want the country to believe. It's all a show. Democracy is just a filler for textbooks. Think about it. Do you actually believe that public opinion influences the government?
No.
This country is shaped and controlled as the Patriots see fit. The people are shown what they want to believe. What you call government is actually a well-staged production aimed at satisfying the public.
Huh?
Don't look at me like that. I'm legally sane, you know.
It's not your sanity that worries me.
The Patriots. Even I don't know who the actual members are. Are they financial, political, or military leaders? No one knows who the Patriots really are. Even my instructions come from a cutout. All I've been told is that every key decision is made by a group of 12 men, known as the Wise Men's Committee.
Your office? The White House?
Merely puppets, pawns in a game. By pledging my loyalty, an insignificant son of a senator was awarded the presidency. Of course, that wasn't the only price I had to pay.
What do you mean?
Even if a pawn becomes a queen, it is still just a playing piece. I wanted to leave my own mark in history, but my ambitions were... You'll understand someday. I wished to be a member of the Patriots. I wanted to wield the power of a king instead of being an expendable pawn.
And that justifies acts of terrorism?
Yes. I'd intended to use the new Metal Gear as a bargaining chip,
Bargaining chip?
but I underestimated Solidus. He actually wants to challenge the Patriots, even if it means the destruction of the world.
What are you saying?
Whether you believe it or not, the balance of power rests in the hands of the Patriots. They regulate the country's various interests through controlled presentation, staging a drama that is palatable to the general masses. Can you imagine what would happen if they ceased to function? Picture a massive political vacuum, a space that every powermonger will try to fill for their own greedy ends. I'm talking about an unregulated power struggle, panic, civil war, chaos. Like it or not, the Patriots is an organization that must continue to exist.
So you changed your mind because you wanted to avoid global chaos.
Exactly. When I told Solidus that I wished to prevent disaster, he replied that pawns can never become players.
And who is this Solidus?
My predecessor, George Sears. That was the name the public came to know him by. I knew him by his code name, Solidus Snake. He was the third Snake, preceded by Solid and Liquid, a survivor of the Les Enfants Terribles project. Neither solid nor liquid, he was a well-balanced masterpiece that the Patriots saw fit to entrust with the presidency. However, he fell out of grace with the organization 4 years ago. When acting on his own, he started an incident.
4 years ago. Shadow Moses.
That's right. At the time, the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, together with certain influential parties, initiated the development of Metal Gear Rex and an advanced nuclear warhead. However, this did not fall in line with the Patriots' plans. What's more, Solidus decided on his own to send his most trusted man, Ocelot, to provoke Liquid Snake, bringing about the said incident. As a result, he succeeded in obtaining Rex and the data on the warhead. But in doing so, he ended up revealing the existence of both Rex and the Genome Army, a blunder that earned him the wrath of the Patriots. Shortly thereafter, Solidus was removed from the presidential office.
I thought he resigned.
That's the story given to the general public. Following his resignation, the Patriots selected me, their new pawn, for the presidency.
But that would mean that the presidential race was...
That was quite a show, wasn't it? It was a well-scripted drama staged by the Patriots for the benefit of the public. Even the Democrats and Republicans were dancing to the Patriots' tune. Everything went according to plan, but for one exception. Following his resignation, Solidus' health was scheduled to fail him, bringing about his untimely death.
Capped?
Correct. But before the Patriots could execute their plot, Solidus went underground with the help of Ocelot. As he avoided pursuit, Solidus gained control of Dead Cell, winning over Colonel Golukovich's outfit. From there, he bided his time, knowing that his opportunity would soon arrive.
What opportunity?
The completion of the new Metal Gear project, an opportunity that would even his odds against the Patriots. By stealing the Patriots' most valued project, he would be able to place them in a very uncomfortable position. It's the only chance he has for survival. Once he has the new Metal Gear, he'll declare war against the Patriots. Needless to say, he must be stopped.
Metal Gear is already operational.
No, not yet. What you saw was Metal Gear Ray, hijacked 2 years ago from the Marines by Ocelot. That was not the new Metal Gear.
Then where's the new Metal Gear?
Right here.
What?
You're standing in it. To be more precise, this entire big shell facility is the new Metal Gear.
What'd you say?
No, I'm quite serious. The upper structure that you've seen is camouflage, designed to represent an offshore cleanup facility. The main structure extends from the foundation all the way down to the ocean floor. The connecting elevator is located on the B2 floor of the Shell 1 core. Arsenal Gear. That's the code name for the new Metal Gear.
Arsenal?
That's right. Arsenal. We're talking about an impregnable fortress carrying a load of over a couple of thousand missiles, including nuclear warheads, all protected by a horde of mass-produced Metal Gear ray units.
Mass-produced?
The ray unit was originally designed for the Marines to be used as a countermeasure against the Metal Gear variations throughout the world. The Patriots had Ray redesigned to protect the new Arsenal gear.
So now anti-Metal Gears are guarding a Metal Gear.
Ironic, isn't it? That's not all. Arsenal Gear has full access to the military's tactical network, giving it the ability to exercise absolute control over our nation's armed forces, not to mention our nuclear armament. In short, Arsenal was created to be the core of our country.
What kind of idiotic weapon?
Weapon? No. You're not seeing the full picture. Arsenal Gear is more than just a military tool. It is a means to preserve the world as it is. It will establish a new form of control. The Patriots will use it to keep their place as the country's true rulers. Right now, they feel pressured and threatened.
By what?
They fear an overabundance of digital information. The world will drown in the coming flood of information, and they along with it. The Arsenal plans include a system to digitally manage the flow of information, making it possible to shape the truth for their own purposes. In short, the Arsenal system is the key to their supremacy.
The key?
Yes, the GW system is the Patriots' trump card. Arsenal Gear will be fully operational when GW is successfully integrated. Once operational, it will be a completely new form of power for the Patriots to wield. I had hoped to seize the project from them, so that I would be in a strong bargaining position.
Bargain for what?
I'd hoped to trade my way into their ranks. But Solidus preferred rebellion. Outer Heaven, his plan to unleash a nuclear blast over the skies of Wall Street to break the Patriots' control over the business community, is also a key factor in his offensive effort.
Outer Heaven?
Listen, there isn't much time. The football served as the key for activating Arsenal Gear. I've already input the necessary code sequence. It won't be long before GW begins to establish connections with other external systems, and Arsenal Gear becomes fully operational. Stop them before that happens. That is your role.
Role?
You've got to find Emma Emmerich. She's the only one who can stop that thing once it's been activated.
Emma Emmerich?
She's the system programmer for Arsenal Gear. I believe she's somewhere on level B1 in the core of this building.
I thought the levels below us were flooded.
I'm sure they won't let her die just yet, as she's the only remaining programmer for this project. According to Ocelot, she was being held in a locker room located in the northwest part of level B1. Cut transmission and get moving. This is card 4. It'll give you access all the way to Emma's location. Give this to her when you find her.
What is it?
A program for disrupting the control functions between GW and Arsenal Gear. Take Emma to the computer room on level B2, Shell 1 core. She'll know how to load the program into the main system.
A virus?
That's right, modeled after Foxdie, a biological weapon designed to selectively eliminate personnel with a specific genetic code.
But why do you have it?
The Patriots had it engineered as a failsafe, and Ocelot forgot to search me. You've got to hurry. That disk is the only way you're going to stop Arsenal. Well, I've told you everything you need to know. There's only one thing that remains to be done. Now, kill me.
What the?
There's no time to argue. The final check for my vital ID will start any second. If you kill me now, you'll at least prevent the nuclear strike.
Cut it out!
Do it! That's your role!
No! George!
That's abusing your right to free speech, Mr. President. Or is it ex-president?
The President! Why did you...
Alas, my finger must have slipped. I'll see you around, carrier boy.
Forget him. He did us a favor. Without free will, there is no difference between submission and rebellion. My only real choice is to put an end to this charade. Let me at least have the freedom to end it myself.
What are you...
Find Emma. Stop Arsenal. This is my last order as your commander-in-chief. I'm counting on you.
Damit ist der Präsident der Vereinigten Staaten tot. Aber da er ja eh nicht wirklich irgendwelche Befehlsgewalt oder sonst was hat oder Wert, wie wir festgestellt haben, das sind ja alles die Patriots, wird es dem Land nicht gerade zum Schlechten kommen. Sie werden wahrscheinlich einfach sagen, er ist zurückgetreten, wie beim letzten Mal auch. Und Ocelot hat ihn getötet. Aber hat er damit nicht genau seinem Ziel entgegengewirkt?
Colonel, the President is dead.
I see. I'm sorry to hear that.
Where do we go from here?
Your mission was to rescue the President and eliminate the terrorist threat. However, given the recent turn of events, we will honor the President's last directive. You must put a stop to Arsenal Gear once and for all.
Do you actually think there's any truth to his story about this big shell facility being a front for Arsenal Gear?
I don't have the security clearance necessary to verify the facts. However, he was the President. I'm sure he knew what he was talking about.
Aren't you forgetting that he was part of the terrorist plot?
All the more reason why I believe his information is reliable.
Huh?
We're talking about a man who chose to die rather than risk a nuclear holocaust. Thanks to his sacrifice, the Nuclear Launch Authority has shifted to the Vice President, effectively eliminating the terrorist threat.
Colonel, when you put it like that, it almost sounds like I should have assassinated the President to eliminate the threat.
That was not my intention. I was trying to point out that there is certainly some credibility to the words of a man who chose death to protect the innocent.
The Colonel has a point, Jack.
What about the information he gave me on the Patriots?
That's a new one on me. I'll see what I can find out. Raiden, we're running out of time. Find Emma. She's supposed to be located on level B1, in the core of that building you're in, right? You've got to find her before Arsenal becomes fully operational.
Hurry, Jack.
It's up to you to make sure that the President didn't sacrifice his life in vain.
Understood. Raiden out.
What's your status, Raiden?
Snake, the President, he's been assassinated.
What?
There was nothing I could do.
What about the nuclear strike code sequence?
He died before his vital ID could be reconfirmed.
Then the enemy's lost their nuclear strike capability.
But that Ocelot guy obviously killed the President on purpose.
Why?
It doesn't make any sense. They had to know that they couldn't launch the nuke if they killed the President.
Maybe there's a way to launch without reconfirming the vital ID.
Or maybe they found a more effective weapon within Arsenal Gear.
You knew about Arsenal Gear?
Yeah,
Why didn't you tell me about it?
you never asked.
Am I correct in assuming you also know that the big shell's a front for the project?
You mean, did I know that the Big Shell, a fully functional environmental cleanup facility, was designed to camouflage Arsenal Gear? Yeah, I did. It's exactly what the President and Ames described, a massive cover story. The good news is that it hasn't really done much in terms of cleaning up the environment, so we won't have to worry about any toxic gas being released if we have to blow the house down.
Right. And when did you find out about all of this?
It took a while, but we uncovered the info around the time you took out that mad bomber. There's no doubt that Arsenal Gear is being built here. Then it was all set up 2 years ago, on that day. All of it.
2 years ago. What really happened here?
I took these photos 2 years ago.
I know these pictures. They were on the news, on several websites. If I remember right, the reporters blamed you for sinking the tanker.
That's right. Otacon, me, we were used.
We'd hoped that by going public with photos of the new Metal Gear, we could persuade the government. At least that was the plan at the time.
I've gone through VR training of the tanker mission before.
Yeah? Well, I doubt it accurately simulates the events of that mission. I'd infiltrated the dummy tanker to obtain proof that a Metal Gear was under development. Shortly after I made it aboard, an armed group led by Colonel Draklynus raided the ship and gained control.
Olga and Ocelot were among the raiding party.
Yeah, and him.
Who are you talking about?
A man that was supposed to be dead.
Their target was also Metal Gear Ray. But Ocelot eliminated Colonel Draklynus and Marine Commander Scott Dolph, and he hijacked Ray.
So he betrayed them?
I don't know what kind of deal was going down. All I remember is what Ocelot said at the time. Something like, "I'm taking it back."
Ocelot then sank the tanker, along with the soldiers of the Marine Corps.
How did you manage to get out?
Otacon managed to have a small boat ready for me.
That was the easy part. The tough part was not getting dragged down with a sinking tanker. Small miracle when you think about it. It turned out that the whole thing was a setup to lure us. Photos of Snake, taken by the Cypher, were released to the public. In turn, we became the world's most wanted environmental terrorists.
It was definitely a move aimed at putting a stop to our anti-Metal Gear activities.
But why did they choose Snake?
Since the Shadow Moses incident, Snake became sort of a hero. I think the Patriots weren't too happy about that.
You knew about the Patriots?
Well, yes, to a certain degree.
It seems like everyone knows about them except me.
They didn't choose Snake to be a hero.
So they decided to do a smear campaign.
I think the Patriots wanted to make an example of him so everybody would think twice before opposing them.
That's it! They set all this up just to nail you guys.
No, there's more to it than that. The Marines' Metal Gear Ray project, headed by Commander Dolph, was carried out in opposition to the Navy's Arsenal Gear project. To be more precise, the Patriots considered Metal Gear Ray to be a thorn in their side. Hence, they attacked the dummy tanker and stole Ray. They followed this up with a perfect plan. They immediately sent a fully loaded tanker to the same location and sank it. Then set up the facility to camouflage the development of Arsenal Gear.
And we fell for it. 2 more puppets in their show.
Colonel Draklynus and his daughter Olga?
Both fell victim to Ocelot's plot.
Was Solidus behind all this? He used Ocelot to get hold of Ray, huh?
No, he was underground, keeping a low profile at the time.
Then it must be the Patriots.
If that's the case, what's Ocelot doing alongside Solidus?
Forget it. We're wasting time. We can figure this out later. The nuclear strike's been prevented, but Arsenal still has a massive payload of missiles to deal with.
Right. If the opposition gets control of those missiles.
Raiden, you've got to find Emma.
Wait a second. Isn't Emma Emmerich?
My sister.
What's she doing here?
You got me. She's a computer whiz who specializes in neural AI and ultra-variable volume data analysis using complex logic. How she got involved in weapons development is beyond me.
Whatever her reasons, we need her in order to stop Arsenal.
Raiden, find her.
I'm on my way.
Und dieser Part ist höllisch lang. Ich glaube, dafür könnt ihr mir später dann danken. Gut, das ist ja schon fast halbe Spielfilmlänge von diesem Part.
Jack, do you need to
Ja, aber wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal. Bis dann.